Hey guys, welcome back to Dose of Plants. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I turned this ordinary lamp into a plant terrarium. I got this lamp at Goodwill for $15 and I turned it into this that you see right here. So if you guys want to see how I turned my lamp into this really cool terrarium, then keep on watching. So you would need, of course, a glass container with a lid. I got me some sphagnum moss to keep it nice and moist in there. I also got some river rocks. I have these small ones and I have larger ones. And I also got 2 ferns because I know that ferns kind of like the moisture and humidity. And I also have this white container just so I could get any fallout from the soil, and I also got me some sheet moss just to fill in the blanks. So I'm gonna start off by putting in the bigger rocks first, and what I did first was put some rocks on my hand and then put my hand inside the jar, that way the rocks don't break the glass. And then once it was a little bit full, I just dropped the rest of the rocks in there. So before I go any further, I just wanted to make sure that my plant actually fits in there, and it looks like it does, but I think I'm just gonna take out the soil, but it's the soil that it comes with, and I'm just gonna plant it with some soil mix that I have for this particular terrarium. So once I got rid of most of the soil, I go back into the glass container just to measure out how I want my plant, either if I want it like up on the top or more lower so it could have more room on the top so when it eventually starts to grow. Once I figured out how I want it positioned, I just keep a mental note so that way I don't fill it with too much rocks or with too much soil or sphagnum moss. That way the plant actually fits without it hitting the glass. Now I'm just going to go in with the sphagnum moss. For the sphagnum moss, you guys could choose to wet it before you put it in the terrarium. I chose to wait until after because I just wanted to make sure I didn't have too much water inside. And with every layer, I just make sure I even out the surface. For my second layer, I'm gonna go in with my soil mixture. I suggest using a medium that's kind of like the orchid mixture or a cacti mixture. That way your roots don't rot. Now that I have a good layer of soil, I'm gonna put my plant back in, and I'm gonna measure it to make sure it's centered. And once I get it to the correct position I wanted, I will start filling in the sides with more soil. Just make sure you turn your glass around to see if the plant is centered or in the position that you want it. I just turned it around to make sure that the plant wasn't tilting too much to one side. And now I'm just pressing down gently on the soil to make sure that those roots stay in place. Now I go in with the small river rocks to put them along the edge of the glass, but I decided halfway through that I just wanted to put down the moss first, and then I was gonna start doing this around the edge with the river rocks. So the moss is really easy to work with. Again, you guys could wet it before putting it in, but I decided to do that last. And I just rip up little pieces and just put it around the plants. Once I have the moss around the plant, I go in with the little river rocks and I just start putting them around the edge of the glass. And there you have it, folks. I just make sure I clean the glass from the outside, and once I put some water in there, I make sure I clean the residue of water from inside the glass. Just make sure you guys don't put too much water because it is going to be a closed container and you don't want your roots to get rot or your leaves to melt. And this is the final product. This is how it came out. I think it came out really good. I didn't add anything to this, only a little bit of water, and I love it. I loved how it came out. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with another plant homie.